heard a commencement speech last night that talked just about these things. And so here is this future class. They're going to go out and find whatever their life's journey is in their careers, in their personal paths. And as women, the things that we're still talking about is this equal pay, is this opportunity in the workforce. And the focus of what she was speaking about was what she called this imposter syndrome, which has been put on us. It's another label that's been put on us by an old belief system in where we're supposed to be, how we're supposed to show up. And the fact that in 2023 we're fighting it again and again and again and getting people paid. And one of the things also is that you're an investor. And so, we in our work spend a lot of time in that intersection of getting founders ready for investment and then that connection before money's deployed to make sure that there's a communication and alignment on how the use of funds are and any gaps. What are the things you're encouraging people to do to go out and make a difference and really stand together?
I think, it starts with each one of us, right? And really looking in the mirror and seeing, what are we putting in the world? How are we being? And are we living the values that we think are so important? So for example, in my own firm, if our firm is always holding events from 4 till 6, then I'm not living my value of making sure that parents can participate. So I really try to first look at how am I living? How am I being? I also then look at organizations that I participate in or investments that I make. So for example, if I get a deck from an investment banker and the deck is all white men, the first question I ask is, where is the diversity? And just because they're all white men on the deck doesn't mean that there's not diversity. There may be, but I think they're really missing out and not having people of color, females on their board and whatnot. And to me, the lack of understanding as to why that's important really has to show up in other areas of the business. It just has to. So for me, I really make choices around that. I will speak up a lot more than I used to. As women, we're trained to really worry about what other people think, right? And I really see that men tend to show up with a lot more confidence. There's also just a scientific aspect about it. Women have, a lot more estrogen, even in our mother's womb, right? We're hit with this dose of estrogen. Men are hit with testosterone that makes them more like one track focused, tends to make them more confident. We are more like multifaceted. We can hear and process many different things going on at once. So there's some just biology that's involved that I think we just, need to keep in mind. But as we're just operating in society, that awareness and then speaking up and asking. So, there are organizations in the Denver community. I've spoken up and I actually, I quit a local organization and I said, I am no longer going to participate because all of your events are mostly white men. And I think it's important to be diverse. And so I dropped out of the organization for a while and they came back to me and asked me to take more of a leadership role in that organization to make it more diverse. So I think all of us just need to focus on how are we showing up, speaking up for sure, making changes in our own organizations and then in the organizations that we participate in. And hopefully, everything has a ripple effect.